Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Inside the Crazy Ant Farm. We got the two lovely, great, delicious, amazing people coming on the show, Joanna Sotomura and Brent Bailey.
Yes, deliciously delicious.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Another really fun conversation, guys. Yeah,
Yeah,
buckle up, get the seatbelt on, because it's another crazy one. But
definitely.
talking all about quarantine, their hit IGTV show.
Of course.
But some really good advice, too, about stuff that's going on during quarantine and even for people getting into the industry and stuff. So we have a lot of fun, but there's a lot of really serious, great stuff in there, too, as far as advice for up-and-comers go. So
Yeah, I mean, you guys know we're on the quarantine kick. We love these guys. They are here to support us. You guys know us and Spencer and Jeremy Gordon go way back, so we appreciate them and we'll do anything we can to help them out, and this is a perfect way to do it. So
absolutely.
be expecting like the writer and creator himself, director Jerry Ying. He's also coming on the show.
Yes.
I mean, just so many good people from this show, but stay tuned for all that, and Joanna and Brent's interview is later on in the show, but now let's get a little crazy. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Crazy Ant Farm 115.
115.
Holy shit. Every time.
Yeah. Gone from the holy moly to holy shit.
Yeah,
115.
just-
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane that we've been doing it that long.
It is insane, but I'm loving every second of it.
Yeah, man.
115.
I know. Really making a name for ourselves.
Yes,
So what can we
yes.
say? What can we say? It's been fun. It's so freaking fun each and every week putting out these things. And you guys know we interview some of the best people.
It's true.
Oh my goodness. But today we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I mean, of course, before we get started, you know your host with the most, myself, J-Lo Fantastic, and the one and only Mao.
What's up?
Yes, and man, there's a lot of shit. It wasn't necessarily a good week for Disney.
No.
They got hit with two lawsuits that kind of, sort of don't have to do with them, but kind of, sort of do. It's a little weird. It's a little confusing, but we'll be talking about it. We'll also be talking about Warner Media. Everybody knows HBO Max has launched, but we have yet to get any numbers from those. It looks like.
Oh no! I got a little teaser for you when we get into it. Yeah, I saw some numbers today, early numbers from the first day.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah. Well, interesting. Well, I mean, if anybody else is having problems, we are as well.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
you are not alone. You are not alone. But of course, we got Netflix, Apple, Sony, so many other different things that we are talking about. You guys know it. You love it. That's why you're here, to listen to some great entertainment news coming from ourselves.
Yes.
But before we get this thing started, you know we got to plug the merchandise website. Be sure to head over to crazyantmedia.com. Start rocking the latest and greatest Crazy Ant Media gear. We have shirts, we have bags, we have sweatshirts, we have tank tops, we have all of your apparel needs right there at your fingertips.
It's true.
Great quality product, fast shipping. Everybody will enjoy it. I promise you.
Yes, without doubt.
Yes. So let's get started. Everybody knows we like starting with Disney and
Yes.
starting with some of the crazy news at the moment that involves some douchebags.
Yes.
Yes.
The major douchebag himself, Harvey
Yeah.
Weinstein.
Exactly.
Shocker, he's in the news again.
Yeah.
Same reason. It appears that Harvey, along with his brother Bob, Miramax, and Disney, have been hit with a new lawsuit. Yes, another new lawsuit. I bet you can guess what it's about.
Right.
Yeah. This one claims that Harvey raped an additional 4 women.
Jesus.
4 more women. One of them who apparently was underage, just 17 at the time. The 4 Jane Does alleged the sexual assaults and rapes occurred from 1984 to 2013, and most of them after meetings with Weinstein at the Cannes and Venice film festivals. Here's the tricky part. The suit alleges that Weinstein's brother Bob, I'm in agreement, Miramax, I'm in agreement, and Disney, not in agreement, knew or reasonably should have known that Harvey Weinstein had a propensity to engage in this type of behavior and would use his position and power to lure the plaintiffs in.
Yeah, I everybody knows Miramax was once owned by Disney.
Right.
So this is why I feel like they're getting hit with this all of a sudden. I mean, everybody knows it's also like the center and perfect time for the Me Too movement, but at the same time, I've not to shame them or anything like that, but it sounds like they're just roping Disney in to get more publication for the actual trial.
Right.
I mean, which sucks on both sides. It's absolutely wild, but at the same time, Miramax also operated alone away from Disney. It's definitely like it was definitely like another Marvel or Star Wars, or it was like its own branch.
Yeah. For anybody who doesn't understand, when these companies come in, Disney is the parent company, okay? But Disney is well known for all of its subsidiaries. They have autonomous control. They basically run their own shit, and Disney just steps back and lets them do that. Now, I get the buck stops here. You have to take responsibility and all that kind of stuff. But in a company the size of Disney, to somehow expect that Iger, or even back in the day, Eisner, or any of these people all the way up the chain that high had any idea what was going on in Miramax is ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, I think it's a blatant attempt to try to get a settlement out of Disney. And it tarnishes the victims, in my opinion, because these people probably, without doubt, were attacked and raped by Harvey Weinstein. I'm not even going to say alleged, because we know this guy has done it. He's a beast. He's a monster. But you're tarnishing that by saying, let's just rope Disney into it and all these I'm sure his brother knew. In fact, there's evidence. I mean, it's come out time and time again that his brother and many people in the company of Miramax signed NDAs because they knew the shit was going on. They even had a clause in, apparently, with the board about his behavior. So, yes, Miramax, any former executives of Miramax, and Brother Bob, fuck yeah. Get all of them in the lawsuit. But this idea that Disney itself, all the way up the chain, would know, I just think is bullshit.
Yeah, well, and part of me thinks it has absolutely nothing to do with the actual alleged victim or the victim just in general, because I feel like the lawyers, they turn it into that.
Sure,
they
absolutely.
turn it they know how to rope people in, especially rope the media in. So I feel like the lawyers are probably making this worse for the victim and worse for Disney, just to try to get some more clout, basically.
What are the chances that these victims have a ton of money? Probably not.
Yeah.
And what are the chances that Harvey at this point has any money left? Not.
Yeah.
So where do you get the money? From the giant corporation. So of course the attorneys are thinking, let's get it. It's fucking bullshit.
Exactly. So I just think it's absolutely ridiculous. We'll see what happens, guys. We'll keep you updated on what's going to happen with all this. But, I mean, everything's just so up in the air right now. And like we said, they got two. Here's the other one. Disney and CBS, a group of executives from the long-running Criminal Minds series. Everybody knows it. Everybody loves it. But now they're also facing sexual harassment and discrimination lawsuit from the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing. A filing from the state agency in Los Angeles Supreme Court states that over the period of the 14 years, Gregory St. John's, the director of photography for Disney and ABC/CBS joint production of Criminal Minds, engaged in sexual harassment, discrimination, and retaliations against people working on set for the show, and including without limitation to the production and crew members. So they're making it out to seem like everybody knew.
Yeah. In this case, I would have to say that somebody at Disney was aware. Yeah. Because apparently there's a lot of evidence that major complaints against this guy were put out there.
Yeah.
And nothing apparently was done, or it was overlooked, or it was But if this is indeed a Disney production in conjunction with CBS, you can't tell me that people at Disney and CBS weren't aware that at least the complaints were filed.
Right.
So in this one, I feel like, okay, you can kind of go after Disney and CBS here because it's their own production.
Yeah.
So I just...
Well, in my opinion, you're dealing with CBS, who we all know is fucking shady from start to finish.
Right.
I mean, Les Moonves, just absolutely one of the grimiest executives that was ever put there. And so I feel like if there was harassment reported at CBS, and then it just gets swept under the rug because of shady motherfuckers at the very top.
Yeah, we know if it was reported at CBS, it was covered up.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Moonves was... there's no doubt.
Exactly.
I mean, can remind you that Bull is still on the air.
Yep.
Bull is still on the air, and Michael Weatherly is still employed by CBS.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, we know that shit.
Just shady shit, man. We're going to keep you updated with both of these lawsuits. One is a little the second one's probably more so. But like we said, we'll keep you updated with all this crazy shit that's going on. But it's not all bad for Disney this week. I mean, there was some good stuff. This next one is really freaking cool, in my opinion. Hulu is testing its first social feature, Hulu Watch Party, basically, for subscribers to its ad-free tier. Groups up to 8 people, 18 and older, can co-view TV shows or movies on Hulu using the Watch Party program, and with a chat window enabling conversations between each other during the show. And I just think that's a really cool option, especially during the quarantine time.
Yeah. I mean, it's been inspired, no doubt, by these other companies who have kind of put these watch party things out there.
Yeah.
But it makes sense totally for Hulu. Apparently, if you're a part of this trial, when you go to the details on the show that you're trying to watch or a movie that you're trying to watch, you'll see a little watch party icon. That's how you do it. So you'll know if you've got it or not and are able to do it. But yeah, I think these watch parties are really cool and are really good. I mean, fuck, Zack Snyder just announced Justice League,
Exactly.
The Snyder Cut coming through a watch party. It's like a lot of people are doing it, and Hulu's a great place to do it. So
yeah, agreed, man, agreed. And more exciting news for Disney and Disney Plus all around the world. Disney Plus is finally going to launch on June 11th in Japan, and an executive alliance with NTT Docomo, whatever the fuck that is.
Yes.
Japan's top mobile operator. There you go. That's what it is. Disney already runs a subscription service called Disney Deluxe in Japan, which was launched with NTT Docomo last year. Existing subscribers will have their service upgraded automatically,
and that'll work because it's Disney.
Yeah, exactly.
Unlike that upgrade from HBO Max, we'll get in that in a minute.
Disney has their shit together. That's right. We appreciate you, Mouse House. You always got your shit together. So excited.
And Japan, congratulations, because like all the other territories that it's rolled out into, you're going to get Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, National Geographic, all the good stuff. So it's all coming, man.
Exactly. Disney Plus, world renowned.
Yes.
And so I'm super excited about that. Everybody deserves to watch this content, this family-friendly content, because it's just great. It's just great. And talk about their push towards diversity, man.
Yes.
I love this next move.
Exactly.
Producer and former Netflix and AMC executive Tara Duncan is joining Freeform as president.
Yeah.
She will oversee strategic planning, brand development, content strategy, original programming, production, scheduling, finance, research, marketing, and communications for Disney's young adult cable network. So that's freaking awesome. Reporting to Dana Walden, chairman of Disney Television Studios and ABC Entertainment, Duncan succeeds Tom Etchemin, who exited last month for the job at Warner Brothers, which we talked about.
Yeah. I will say Disney has done a really good job, especially over the last year or two, of promoting women into high-profile positions.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. And not only, women, but women of color.
Yes.
So, yeah, they're doing a really good job with diversity, and it's about time. I mean, that's not a slam against Disney. I'm just saying in general, it's about time that we're seeing women and women of color and such diversity taking positions like this in companies, because I think it's fantastic.
It's well deserved, man. All these people break their backs doing all this hard work. They really deserve to be getting that top spot. So congratulations to her. She's rocking and rolling. I'm excited to see what she's gonna do.
Most definitely. You remember when we were talking about that crazy film Palm Springs that had that huge bidding war at Sundance?
Yes.
$22 million. It ended up going to Hulu, right? $22 million.
That's a lot.
Well, now we know. It is going to debut on Hulu, and it's going to be released in limited theaters, drive-in theaters across the nation.
That's cool.
On July 10th.
That's cool.
So, yeah, it's an Andy Samberg film. It's going to be pretty good. It's it's a romantic comedy about a wedding. They meet up, best man kind of, maid of honor type thing.
Yeah.
And all the goofy, things ensue.
Yeah.
But,
we know the box office is at the drive-ins right now,
Exactly.
so this is perfect. I'm glad they made this decision because, with the theaters being closed until mid-July, you gotta find a way to put your content out somehow. And if you technically want that theatrical release, release, I guess drive-ins are the way to do it right now.
It is, and this is a safer bet. Even though they paid $22 million for it, in the grand scheme of things, that's relatively low when you consider like Mulan, which was 200 plus million.
Exactly.
By the way, they have been ruled that they cannot jack the ticket prices at Disney World for the lower attendance. So this has them rethinking Mulan's theatrical release also. From the latest I just read, they're talking about maybe kind of going to streaming because they're nervous that they just won't be able to recoup the money in the theaters. Makes sense.
I mean, we talked about it a few weeks ago. Those are the testing grounds. Those one that they're releasing the first couple months or the first couple weeks. Those are the test films to see where it's at. But Mulan, I don't feel like you should test that one.
No, that's a 200 million plus, and I mean the chances of making that back slim. So yeah, I wouldn't use that as a tester either, man.
Would not do it. Not a smart move, but they're figuring it out, man. We have faith. Everybody knows we have faith in Disney, so it's all good. It's all good. Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You guys know we love this show.
Yes,
and of course it has been renewed for a 15th season,
which is record breaking.
Yes, man.
15 seasons, y'all.
Wild.
14 seasons already. You guys know that. That ties it with the adventures of Ozzie and Harriet for the longest running live action comedy. We already know Simpsons, so now Disney's got them both.
Yeah.
Simpsons is the longest running animated series in history.
I don't even know what the adventures of Ozzie and Harriet are. I'm just saying.
You remember Ricky Nelson?
No.
Like real famous rock and roll singer back in the day?
Sounds familiar.
And his two twin sons were real famous around your time.
Okay.
The Nelsons. Remember that group, the Nelsons? Okay. Well, Ozzie and Harriet, that was a show kind of like Father Knows Best or My Three Dads, around in that era kind of a thing.
All right.
Ozzie and Harriet.
Yeah. All right, so go them. Go them. Appreciate y'all.
Anyway, it's breaking the record.
Yeah, appreciate y'all for setting the bar.
That's right.
Oh, my goodness. Other super exciting things happening at Disney. Of course, we talked about it last week, and I referenced this even. ESPN released a trailer for their new documentary, Be Water. I referenced that in our last week's Top 5, which explores Bruce Lee's life, career, and legacy to icon films and martial arts. The documentary will be just following him as his childhood in Hong Kong, his attempt to break into Hollywood, and his eventual advance to stardom with just a handful of films before ultimately his death in 1973.
Yeah, which so sucked. I mean,
absolutely wild, man. But he definitely paved the way. But yeah, that Be Water premiere is June 7th, so right around the corner at 9 p.m. Eastern Pacific time on ESPN and ESPN2. So be prepared for that. I think his hyping back up after Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, without doubt.
Yeah.
It seems like every couple of years there's something, whether it's Green Hornet or just, there's always something, it seems like every couple of years that puts him back in the spotlight.
Exactly.
And, I mean, this man is badass.
Kill Bills. I mean, Spencer Confidential,
exactly.
That's his yellow suit.
That's right, damn near, In, Curse of the Dragon? I mean, So, but rightfully so. This guy's a badass. If you haven't never watched anything about his history or his story, you should definitely check this out because it is badass.
Yeah,
man.
Agreed. Now heading over to the bunny.
Yes.
Freaking Bugs. Warner Brothers, or Warner Media, I should say. This is a great thing because we like this adaptation. We don't think it should go away.
No.
So thank goodness. Henry Cavill, he is in talks and reportedly close to signing a deal to return as Superman/Clark Kent in the upcoming DC Comics movies.
Yes. Now here's the interesting part. Remember we talked about a couple weeks ago that they were now shifting their focus back away from a Supergirl movie and back towards Superman. Everybody just kind of assumed that meant going with another Superman movie, but apparently not. Apparently their goal for Henry and for Superman is to act like Nick Fury does in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where he's going to kind of make cameos and or supporting roles in other DC movies.
That'd be cool.
So, yeah, I like this idea, as long as it ends back up into a big kind of epic thing where Superman is leading the charge with the League or something.
Exactly.
I'm okay with this.
Exactly, because, I mean, that could have been him that popped up in Shazam's, the ending credits, but they're talking about possibly Shazam 2, Black Adam with with The Rock and Aquaman 2.
Yeah.
So we shall see what happens.
Yeah, and I mean, it could have easily been Wonder Woman or the Suicide Squad, but those are already done. They're already in the can. So, and I just saw something recently that apparently Patty Jenkins was offered a Justice League sequel and turned it down.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised by that. She doesn't even want to do the third Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
So I mean, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
She's a smart woman.
Yeah.
Smart woman. So.
Sure. Is it the third Wonder Woman or is it the Amazons? I thought it was
Well, it was the Amazon she definitely wanted to pass off, but she's not sure she wants to do the third Wonder Woman either. So, like, executive produce, yes, but kind of like,
Yeah.
I think she's more now into the whole, here's the story, I'm kind of guiding it along and everything, but, I mean, that makes sense to me.
It does make sense. I mean, it's a big commitment, guys. It's a big commitment. Know what you're getting yourself in for. Just saying.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Exactly,
man.
It is. I mean, that's why only Marvel can do it the best.
That's true.
It's fine. It's fine. They are understanding. This next one's pretty awesome because we love this movie. Uncut Gems. The directors and co-writers, Josh and Benny Sadifi, or whatever, have signed a 2-year first-look television deal with HBO. That's epic. A24 co-producer and distributor of Uncut Gems will executive produce all HBO Illyria projects and partner with them on different HBO TV shows.
Yeah, Ilara is the Sadfi's production company. So, that's an interesting move, though, that A24 is also going to come on and executive produce with them in this deal.
Yeah.
I don't know how that was structured with HBO or whatever, but that's cool, though. Like you said, we love Uncut Gems, so I think that's an epic move. Yeah. I'm surprised Netflix wasn't in the run for it, which has got Uncut Gems right now.
Yeah.
It's so I'm surprised they didn't try to get that.
They just spent so much fucking money on the Game of Thrones guys.
It's true. That's true. And a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah,
exactly. I don't know. Speaking of spending a bunch of money, Warner Brothers Television has also acquired the rights to Forbidden Game trilogy. That's a horror of young adult novels by L.J. Smith. Bet you can guess who's got it. Berlanti, because he's got everything on TV right now. Greg Berlanti's studio-based Berlanti Productions is going to adapt the series. And Smith, if you guys aren't familiar, though, the author behind Forbidden Games is also the author behind the Vampire Diaries series, which was a huge hit for Warner Brothers and the CW. So it only makes sense that they're going to go after this other guy's properties and kind of make a hit out of it. And if you're going to do it, Berlanti's the guy to do it.
Exactly. And I mean, it's all about trying to appeal to that younger audience right now. So, I mean, it is what it is, man. I love it.
Yeah, and keeping with that, HBO Max has also greenlit Laura Benatti's homeschool musical Class of 2020.
All right.
Yeah, this is a scripted musical special that features students from across the country. It's going to explore the themes of classic teen movies through the lens of a world turned upside down by COVID-19.
Oh boy, and hasn't it?
Yeah. Apparently she was doing this, on her own, kind of like, Krasinski was with the Good News kind of a thing. And HBO Max really liked it, really got behind it, and now has greenlit it to pick it up as a series. So
yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, everybody needs that positive content, especially right now. Speaking of that, I don't think we have it in the news, but he's getting backlash from that shit.
I saw that. Like, what the hell?
I know. He's like selling out. They think he's selling out. He didn't want this to be a long-term thing.
Yeah.
But, I mean, of course, if somebody's interested in it, he's going to sell that shit.
Exactly. And he's staying involved in it. I mean, but everybody wants him in Fantastic Four. Everybody wants him in The Quiet Place. And everybody wants him to do this and do that. Well, the guy can only be spread so thin. So he understood he couldn't maintain the hosting responsibilities of it or whatever. How is that selling out?
I don't know.
I mean, come on, guys. If you were offered tens of millions of dollars from some giant corporation to take your project, you would do it.
Exactly.
Don't say you wouldn't do it. You would fucking do it.
Exactly.
Back off, John Krasinski.
Like, do it.
Give that man some space.
I know. He's a good guy, man. He's a good guy. But this one's by no surprise. HBO Max has recently acquired the streaming rights to Young Sheldon. Only makes sense because they have Big Bang Theory.
Yes.
This deal is with Warner Brothers, obviously, domestic television distribution, meaning that both the Big Bang Theory and its spin-off are under the same streaming roof, which only makes sense. The news comes 10 months after HBO Max acquired Big Bang Theory for like the record freaking breaking $600 million.
I guarantee Young Sheldon was nowhere near that amount.
Oh, hell no.
I mean, they probably paid nowhere close to $600 million to get the rights for that. But like you said, it totally makes sense. If you're going to have Big Bang Bang Theory. Of course, you're going to have young Sheldon under the same house and everything. The numbers that I teased at the top of the show.
Yeah, what's that?
For mobile subscribers in the first day of people that, meaning downloaded the app and signed up, only 90,000.
That's it.
90,000 for the first day, guys. Compare that to Disney when they launched on the first day, 4 million.
Just saying.
90,000.
Just saying.
Now, it could be because they tell you have it, but then when you try to sign up, you don't.
Yeah.
And then they tell you don't, but then tell you again that you do, and then you don't. What the fuck?
Just get your shit together.
Exactly.
And fucking make a deal with Roku and Amazon Fire Stick.
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck? Nobody wants to hook up their laptop or watch it on their laptop or phone. Like, come on now.
All kidding, though, aside, I wasn't, that back and forth. I'm one of those mobile users that was having those issues. I'm not surprised it's only 90,000 people, because probably millions of people like myself were having those issues. Because, I think they tried to just get this thing out there so fast that they weren't prepared for it.
Yeah.
At least Disney knew what they were doing. Kevin Mayer, no longer with Disney, but he had his shit together. He launched that shit good.
I know, man.
He launched that shit good.
Yeah, like we don't know what's gonna happen. Well, of course, we'll keep you updated with that. We'll probably have some more numbers next week. It's just crazy right now, man.
Yeah.
The streaming wars is alive and well, so be prepared. This next one I'm pretty excited about because it was a great family film. I went and saw it. CBS Viacom and Paramount Pictures announced that Sega Sammy has set a sequel to Sonic the Hedgehog in Motion.
Yes.
So this is good. It was a good family film. The first one was great, and it did around $58 million domestically on its opening weekend at the box office, and became like #1 for a few straight weeks. So
yeah, it was the biggest video game movie debut ever. So yeah. That's kind of cool. And they're bringing back all the same people to do the screenplay and to direct. So that makes sense. If you had a hit the first time, bring back the people that are going to do it and try to do it the second time. So, congratulations.
Yeah,
I didn't see it. Wasn't a huge fan. Wasn't a huge fan of the game. So I don't know. But I'm happy for you because I know you liked it. So I'm sure
it's pretty decent. Good family film.
Yeah. I'm happy about this next one.
Oh, yeah.
Elizabeth Claviter has joined the newly picked up CBS drama series Clarice. That's the prequel about Silence of the Lambs. Yeah. So, she's going to be on as the new executive producer and showrunner, and she's most recently served the past several years on The Resident.
Yeah.
Spent a decade or more on Grey's Anatomy as an executive producer and moved her way up to co-showrunner on that show, so she's got the experience, obviously.
Yeah, she's got fucking mad experience.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Amy Holden-Jones said she was sorry that she was leaving, but that she had well earned this spot and was so happy for her.
For sure.
And, so congrats to her. I'm looking forward to Clarice. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a badass series.
Yeah, man. Our top 5 is top 5 movies that you shouldn't remake or reboot. Silence of the Lambs is one of them.
Yeah.
You can't remake that magic.
No. And will they be able to live up to Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins in this series?
I know.
I don't know. Tough shoes, man.
Who knows? But what we do know, 2018's Blumhouse sci-fi thriller, which was amazing, Upgrade. We talked about it a lot. It's getting its own TV series follow-up, which is pretty awesome. It deserves it. It was a pretty epic movie on a pretty reasonable budget.
It was,
So, it was like $5 million to make, and it went well past that in the box office.
Yes, and thank you, Tavia, for introducing us to it, because we hadn't heard of it, and Tavia's like, you got to check out this movie, and it was badass.
Yeah, exactly. If you guys don't know, it comes from like a stem basically controlling a paralyzed guy's body. He can talk to him, but the guy's still there. He's still mentally there and controls the face and shit, but the stem that helps the paralyzed man actually get up and have body motion is actually controlling the body. Right. So it's pretty crazy, pretty futuristic. If you're a sci-fi fan, you're going to love this one, to be honest with you. It's really good. Blumhouse, it was probably, in my opinion, one of the last Blumhouse films that did well.
Yeah, and away from horror, oddly enough. So apparently this one is not going to be the same guy, though. It's going to be a new STEM recipient, and it's going to kind of have an evolved version of the STEM program. Yeah. So kind of like, moving forward, kind of seeing what's going on.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, definitely, to watch.
Yeah, man.
I'm excited for it. for it, though.
Definitely. Now going over to Sony. Sony has some shit to talk about. And then everybody knows YouTube originals, not doing so well.
No, they've kind of abandoned them. I mean, they
have.
all but came out and said, we've changed direction. This just isn't what we want to do anymore.
Yeah.
That's kind of shitty for all the shows that they kind of brought in, right?
I know, and partnering with Sony.
It's
exactly. It's kind of shitty. Exactly. But YouTube's scripted series Cobra Kai will be moving to a new streaming platform. I know a lot of people wanted to see that, especially 80s nostalgia people. Right. I mean, but they weren't willing to sign up for YouTube originals, which I don't blame them.
No, I mean...
But it's going to be moving to a new streaming platform for its upcoming third season. YouTube is in the process of releasing season 3 of its most popular show from producing Sony Pictures TV amid the retreatment of the premium original scripted programming. So it's either going to Netflix or Hulu, guys.
Yeah, apparently this was another bidding war, but Sony has narrowed it down to Netflix or Hulu.
Makes sense.
So yeah, because it's the mouse or Netflix. It seems to be those are the two competitors. HBO Max doesn't have their shit together yet.
Yeah.
But the bunny will get there. But right now it's Disney or Netflix, so we know. So I'm gonna go out on the limb and say this one's going Netflix.
You think so?
Yeah.
I could see it on either or, to be honest.
But
I could see Netflix.
It's very family friendly, so you're right. Maybe on Hulu too. I mean, I feel like it could fall under Disney, but the good news is this. With this deal for the third, they will also get the rights to the first 2 seasons, so you'll be able to watch all 3 seasons on wherever this thing ends up.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Everybody needs some Ralph Macchio in their life.
And you know what else everybody needs?
What?
Satan.
Oh, God.
I can't believe I said that, but it's true. I'm talking about Lucifer. I'm so fucking pumped about this. I was late to the game. I didn't know, I should have watched it, didn't watch it, but I started binge watching it. I fucking love this show. It's brilliant. I love all the cast, the writers, everybody involved. You guys remember, it was canceled at Fox. It was picked up by Netflix. They said, we're going to give it 2 more years. Season 4 went off without a hitch, then COVID hit. So season 5 is coming, but they haven't, started filming it yet, but it's coming. And then it was so successful, Netflix decides, hey, we want to go past just the 2-season commitment that we gave it. We want another season.
Yeah.
Looked good. They signed deals with the showrunners. They signed deals with the production company. Everything was rolling along. They signed a new contract with Tom Ellis, who plays Lucifer, but then he didn't like the contract.
Yeah.
And it looked like season 6 was never going to happen.
Yeah.
But Tom Ellis has now come to an agreement with them, has locked down on the new contract, all but clearing the way for season 6 to indeed happen. So there's going to be a season 6 of Lucifer.
There you go, man.
So fucking excited.
I know you're excited. I know a lot of people are excited out there. This is definitely one of the only campaigns on social media that has worked.
Yeah.
Bring Lucifer back. That's worked.
It's so, save Lucifer, right? And like you said, one of the only ones that worked. And I think it was because the cast was so actively involved with the fans on the movement. They're very fan friendly, the cast is. And Tom Ellis indefinitely, he's been like a huge supporter of the show and of the character.
Yeah.
He was even remember guys, he went along with lying about his cameo on the big Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover, not to blow it, because he was so happy to be a part of it all. And I mean, this guy straight up was like, no, I have nothing to do with that.
And
Lucifer's not. Boom, yeah. And there was Lucifer. So I'm thrilled about this. I think a lot of people will be. Congratulations, Tom. Congratulations, everybody on the cast. And I can't wait.
Yeah, man. It's so super exciting. And I mean, a big thing that's hot and popular right now is movie adaptations off of books, especially teen books, anything like that. Paul Feig has signed on to direct The School for Good and Evil, a Netflix film adaptation of Simone. You want to help me out there?
Shanaini?
Sure. New York Times best-selling debut novel and first of 6 in the School for Good of Evil book series. So that only means there's going to be more, guys.
Yeah, they're on that kick, right? Same thing with Spencer Confidential. They're like locking down these long-term, like there's a bunch in the series kind of shit. So, and Paul Feig, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That guy's kicking ass.
Where they learned that shit from? First, I'll give credit to where credit's due. The Lord of the Rings.
Sure.
And then Harry Potter.
Sure.
And then Hunger Games. I mean, doing so good.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
I mean, it does. When you have something that's got a series that you can commit long term to, do it.
Yeah.
I mean, but you got to do it right.
Yeah.
The reason all those that he just listed worked is because they all did them right.
Exactly.
So you can't just throw it out there and go, case in point, Divergent.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Don't fuck shit up.
That's right.
Don't fuck it up.
And we all know that, the theaters, they're not always so kind to Netflix. They just don't, because Netflix doesn't like that whole, you got to wait so long before you can show it on Netflix. So we talked about this a little, almost a year ago, over a year ago, maybe.
It's crazy.
They were talking about buying the Egyptian Theater, which is a landmark here in LA, if you guys are like, know about it and everything. Well, the deal went through. They're buying the Egyptian Theater, which for an undisclosed price, which means probably really fucking expensive.
Probably. Netflix loves spending money.
Yeah, and the reason they're doing this is no doubt about it. They want to have a place to be able to showcase their original movies so that they qualify for the theatrical release for the Oscars.
Makes sense.
And the big theater chains, they don't really always let Netflix's movies play there. So how do you take care of that problem? You buy your own fucking theater.
Exactly.
That's what you do. So that's what Netflix did.
Go for you. Good for you. That's what I meant. I mean, it makes sense. They're always figuring out shit to get around stuff,
It's true. Netflix is crafty.
I know.
Speaking of one of those movies that might not see the light of day in a theater.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, freaking Apple's has won a battle for this Martin Scorsese directed Killers of the Flower Moon.
Weirdest name ever.
It really,
for a
and
movie,
it's a Western.
Yeah.
It's a Western, but it's got both of his golden boys.
That's right.
Leonardo DiCaprio and Rob De Niro.
Yes.
So I know people are just hooked right there, but not hooked off the name. We understand.
Right.
Paramount is still signed on to distribute the deal, but it is gonna be an Apple original film.
Right. And Paramount supposedly is going to hold on to the worldwide theatrical release. So whether that means it's going to show up in America or not, or if they're just going to do foreign distribution, Paramount's going to hold on to that just in case. But I just feel like with this deal signed with Apple, I feel like it's leaning more towards the streamer.
Yeah.
Or maybe, simultaneous, because Apple doesn't have a problem with that.
No.
So maybe just, simultaneously Paramount and Apple release it within a couple of days of each other. I don't know, but I love it because if anybody's going to give it the budget it needs and the proper stuff that it deserves, it's Apple.
Yeah.
And Leo and Apple have, long run relationships.
Good
so
relationship.
This makes sense to me.
Yeah, and I mean Apple is making some good relationships with some big ass stars talking about Gal Gadot now.
Yes. Hedy Lamarr.
Yes.
I'm not even old enough to actually, say I could watch Hedy Lamarr back in the day.
No way.
Golden Age Hollywood starlet, back in the day when it was all glitz and glamour, studio run, studio owned. She was like it. She was the goddess, the go-to actress. Her story was really, really interesting, ups and downs and turmoil and everything. And Gal Gadot and her husband came up with the idea to do this series to highlight her life. Well, Apple has picked it up. 8-episode limited series, and Gal Gadot is going to star as Hedy Lamarr. It's been in development, was at Showtime first. Showtime kind of decided to pass on it. Apple has picked it up smartly. Yeah, and it's going to span the 30 years from Hedy's daring escape from Vienna during the pre-war, all the way up to her golden age of Hollywood, and then her fall from grace during the Cold War.
Damn.
So, yeah, it's going to be really cool. And I just freaking love Gal Gadot. You do too. I know.
She's
so
epic.
This is going to, it's going to be a badass series. And for me personally, anything that focuses on the golden age era of Hollywood, I'm there. Right there. Boom. So this awesome news.
So good. And I mean, other stuff happened at Apple. Fraggle Rock reboot has been ordered to series. Everybody knows we were talking about they ordered a Fraggle Rock, Rock On short stuff.
Right.
But now they got a whole series coming. So I know a lot of the kiddies are going to enjoy this one. Super excited about that one. So
a lot of adults like that. I was a huge fan of Fraggle Rock, so I'm pumped about this one. The Jim Henson Company will, of course, be involved. Can you do Fraggle Rock without Jim Henson? No, you cannot. And much like the shorts, it's going to bring back all the original characters. It's all going to be, continuing the stories of the original people. So I don't know if you call that a reboot or just coming back. I don't know, but there it is, Fraggle Rock.
Yeah.
They're kicking ass though, man. Peanuts and like Fraggle Rock and all
I think
kinds
they have
of
Sesame
children.
Street too.
Yeah, so
good for them.
Yeah,
Rocking and rolling, man. Rocking and rolling. We
well
got
done,
some
Apple.
news. Yeah, well done, Apple. We love you. We got some news about Amazon too. Some interesting news. I mean, it always seems like executives bounce back and forth. They can't decide whether or not they're a suit, they're creative, they're both.
Right.
It's hard to juggle everything, guys. And this guy has decided to step down as a suit. Ted Hope has decided to step down as Amazon Studios co-head of movies to go back to his origins as a producer. Next week, he will enter a multi-year first look deal with Amazon Studios, but still staying with Amazon.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
still staying with Amazon, so that's cool.
Hope came to Amazon in 2015 as head of development, production, and acquisitions, and is now just coming back as a producer.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, I don't know. I think the most successful person in the last, I don't know, 10, 15 years that I can remember to successfully do that is Amy Pascal with Sony. When she was running Sony and then stepped down to become a producer again and kind of take over the Spider-Man franchises and stuff. She was integral about working the deal with Feige about bringing Spider-Man and the MCU together. So... yeah, in recent memory, that's the most successful one that I can think of that stepped down from an executive position going back to a producer.
Yeah.
But Ted Hope is a really brilliant guy. If you guys don't follow him on social media, you should definitely do that. He's written numerous books, and this guy is like rock solid from the producing standpoint. So it only makes sense that he's kind of going back to this. I mean, so and he's sticking with Amazon. So, I mean, it's not like he's leaving. So
yeah, exactly. What the fuck is this? What the hell? This is wild. This thing is like the series that won't die.
Yeah, no, but this is good news.
It is good news.
This is good news. Apparently, speaking of Amazon, they are jumping on board and remember we were talking about the Lincoln Lawyer television series that David E. Kelly was doing?
Yes.
CBS was going to do it, and then CBS, I guess, all of a sudden decided it might be too expensive or they're just too risky and they didn't want to do it through the whole pandemic, so they backed out on it, of which, by the way, they're going to have to pay some money on that.
Yeah.
But apparently Amazon is now in negotiations with the creator of that, Michael Connelly, and it looks like they're going to bring it on board and do the series there. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Michael Connelly is also the creator of Bosch. And you guys know Bosch is a huge hit on Amazon right now. And apparently the deal that they're trying to work out, Michael Connelly went to them and he wants to combine the world, make a little Bosch universe where Lincoln Lawyer is within Bosch. And, there'll be both series, but with the crossovers. Yeah, he's like trying to bring a Dick Wolf type thing to Amazon. So this is exciting, though.
It is.
Because Bosch is badass. Spencer Garrett's been on Bosch because he's been on everything.
Yeah.
Kevin Weissman. Shit, a bunch of our guests have been on Bosch.
Yeah,
it's a really successful show on Amazon. And so the idea of merging these two little universes together is epic.
Yeah. I'm super excited. Go you, man. I mean, epic. I just really want to see this thing come to life now.
I mean, David E. Kelly. It's a legal drama. It's got David E. Kelly. It's going to be successful.
Exactly.
CBS's loss. Fucking, Amazon's gain.
Exactly.
That's all I can say.
Exactly. This next one is super duper interesting. We have no idea, but whatever. Quibi has submitted, get this, guys, 19 of its shows for the upcoming Emmy Awards.
Yeah.
For the 2020 Emmy Awards.
And I know what you're thinking. How the fuck does that qualify?
Right.
Well, apparently it's going to fall into the short form comedy and drama categories and short form nonfiction reality show categories.
Weird.
I mean, is anybody even watching that? Oh, then again, I mean, a lot of times, and I'm not knocking the Academy of Television, but I mean, a lot of times the shows that win Emmys, nobody's watching.
Yeah.
Recently they've been doing a better job, but how many times in the past have we seen like somebody will win Best Actor or Best Drama?
Like, what?
And you're like, nobody, it was canceled.
Yeah.
It literally won an Emmy after it was canceled. Nobody's watching it. So, good luck, Quibi.
Yeah, I mean, they're still trying, man. They're still trying. I also saw other news that said they renewed some of its shows for further seasons.
Sure.
And I'm just like, after my free trial's done, I'm dropping your ass. I'm just saying.
Even with all the struggles that Quibi has had, their first day, 300,000.
Even them.
HBO Max, 90,000.
Get your shit
Just
together.
saying, if Quibi beats you on the first day, you got to get some shit going. I'm just saying.
Goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, that was a good industry news. I mean, just so much to talk about in such a little bit of time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. But now it is time for our guest segment.
Yes.
The man, the myth, their selves.
Yes.
Brent Bailey and Joanna Sotomura coming on from.
It's going to be crazy.
Yes.
It's crazy. Every time we get these quarantine folks on, it's crazy.
Absolutely insane. They're almost as crazy as us.
It's true.
Seriously.
It's true.
Absolutely wild. I mean, you watch the quarantine show. That's basically craziness right there.
Yes. And yeah, listen to this interview and then go watch it, and you'll see how relevant this interview was to predicting what was going to happen.
Yes.
I'm going to say we were pretty good.
Yeah.
We're pretty good.
Honestly.
So.
I know people are going to enjoy it. Well, here they are.
Joanna Sotomura and Brent Bailey, welcome inside the Crazy Ant Farm, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. We are excited to talk to two of stars of the hottest digital series right now in the country.
Yes,
it's pretty awesome.
So freaking good. So good.
Oh, thank you. That's very sweet.
Oh, yeah, no doubt, man. Listen, we are having a blast watching this thing. We've got a lot of listeners from the podcast that are like addicted to the show, and they are super excited that we are talking to all y'all. So this is going to be awesome.
Very good.
Great.
So what we like to do, though, since this is your first time in the farm, and the crazy is in the name, guys, so feel free. We like to introduce you guys to the listeners a little bit and kind of talk about your background and how you got started. Brent, we noticed that you have like a master's in business. So, and then Joanna, theater. So we kind of guessing that acting was always on the radar for you. Brent, tell us how masters of business translated into acting. How'd that all come about?
Yeah, I actually have my bachelor's in computer information systems too. So I was originally a computer programmer.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Then,
Okay.
Yeah, I had like a weird little quarter life crisis, and my best friend Harley was an actor in Los Angeles, and California was an easy escape from Arizona. So I came out, and it just sort of accidentally happened. But I didn't even know that I necessarily wanted it until I actually got on set for the first time.
Oh, that's the key, right? Like there is no greater feeling in the world than being on a set. Am I right?
Yeah, and I wasn't even like doing the cool stuff. I got on set for the first time just as a background actor, and I still loved it. So I was like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do.
Absolutely, man. I think my first time on the set, I was like a PA or maybe a grip, and I was like, I don't care if I'm pulling cable or stepping over crap. I love every second of this. Yeah, dude, I totally hear it.
And I miss it. I mean, luckily we're doing this cool show in a new format, but I miss being around everybody. My favorite part about being on set is just the family that you can create.
Absolutely.
You hang out every day. And so like it's weird to do it where you don't have that.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And Joanna, how did you get started? I'm guessing, like I said, you've always envisioned being an actress, or how'd that go?
Yeah. I always wanted to be a performer in theater, especially. And then I moved from Hawaii to Los Angeles, studied theater in college, and then had a professor who actually encouraged me to try film and television. And so he, introduced me to his agency and his manager, and I started from there and did like a couple of fun little indie horror stuff. And then, just like Brent, I fell in love with being on set, and it's just so cool to be able to create something like this and get paid for it.
Absolutely.
Like like doing what you love. It's a really, really, really cool experience. And, that's why this show too has been so fun, just to be able to flex that creative muscle while in quarantine has been such a blessing.
Definitely. I have to ask because, I mean, Hawaii to Los Angeles had to have been quite the culture shock, huh?
Yeah. It's crazy, man. It was so crazy. It was kind of like I used to watch the show The OC, so I was like, it's going to be just like that. It's going to be so dramatic and beautiful, and it kind of was.
Yeah.
Right now, I live literally right in Hollywood, on Hollywood Boulevard, so it's just gotten crazier with every year. So I really, really, really love it.
When you were watching The OC, which character did you identify with the most?
Were
you Marissa?
Yeah, I think so. Until she like.
Until she went crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess Arizona though, that wasn't too much of a right. It's just like down the road. It's not too bad, right?
Yeah, the change from Arizona to California I think Arizona's beautiful and I love it there. It just gets way too hot, so you basically of Arizona, but then you dump it into a place with a beach and cooler weather, so it's kind of perfect.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's no place like California.
No.
No,
Yeah,
amazing.
except like Hawaii. But
Yeah, exactly.
Except Hawaii. I mean, you know.
So you can take the girl out of Hawaii, but not Hawaii out of the girl. All right, that's
Yeah.
fair. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, okay. Now that we've established how it all started and how y'all, and so let's talk about the biggie because that's the reason you're on, and everybody wants to know all about it.
Yes.
Quarantine, and we should be upfront because we talked about it with Spencer and Alicia and Joanna. We have to say that McKenna is the character we love to hate.
oh, good. It's so funny, and Brent and I worked enough too that he knows it's like I adore playing those characters. I think they're so much fun. There's something about someone that's so out of touch with reality and
Yes.
too much in touch with their own reality that I really, really, really like. So McKenna's been a lot of fun to play, and with Brent too, it's been really fun to play back and forth with.
Oh,
with
I
him as
bet.
well.
And Brent, we were so down when JT said, you're having the baby, and she's like, "What about McKenna? Fuck McKenna."
Fuck McKenna.
We were like, "Yeah." I mean, when she gave you all that shit about the date, right? Like, no, that's just not okay.
Yeah, my shirt was very nice.
It was
was.
very nice,
it
man. You
could've been-
tidied up the kitchen. Like, what the hell, McKenna? Come
I
on.
did my hair. I took
Nice.
Nobody showers in quarantine.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, all he
Yeah, I
wanted to do was spend some time with you, okay?
Oh my goodness.
All kidding aside,
I
though,
know.
like, we really love the way you guys are, like, you make it very entertaining, and obviously it's really fun, very soap opera, very, having a good time. But you guys are also addressing some real issues that people
Yes.
are going through during the quarantine, like people that might necessarily have been wanting to quarantine together and weren't able to. And now they're in this
Sure.
position, and so I think you guys are doing a really fantastic job at that.
Well, even more so, I mean, also with addicts being stuck in the house and possibly relapsing, like your character,
Yeah.
JT, being an alcoholic and then relapsing in quarantine, not having anything to do. So I can imagine that's happening a lot right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Mhm.
scary stuff like that that's happening, between like abuse and addiction and just depression. And it's a scary time for everybody. So it's important that we all kind of reach out and try to help each other. And then at the same time, I think our show does a really good job of making everybody a little bit more aware of it, which is great.
Right, in an entertaining way. I mean, that's the best
Yeah,
part, right? If you
exactly.
can get the message out there for people to because I feel like sometimes when it's just your standard, the governor is talking or the mayor is talking,
Right.
nobody's listening. But if you can get that message out there in an entertaining way where people are going to hear it, that's the best possible way.
Thank you.
Mhm.
That's
Thank
that's
you.
credit to our writer and creator Jerry, and he's
Mhm.
just been such a great person that when we get on the call, he's like, "Hey, here's the beats we want to hit. You guys do it kind of whatever way you want to, and then we'll run the scene a couple times, and then Jerry will be like, cool, love it. This beat's great. This beat's great. We don't need this," and then we get it really dialed in, which is pretty awesome because these little scenes end up being like 2 to 3 minutes tops, which
Yeah.
is so fast.
Yeah, and
Yeah, and it's been
no, go ahead, Joanne.
also no. I was just gonna say it's been really, really awesome to be able to bring our own ideas and insights to the table. Like I don't think I've ever worked on a project like that before, where I have that much creative freedom with also really, really good guidelines to work with. So it's been an awesome way to shoot.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
almost.
it's like oddly like the most structured improv that I've had, but I always feel like, oh cool, I made that up. But then at the end of it, even when you were talking about it, I was like, yeah, we did make all that up. And I was like, no, we didn't. We had very, very
Yeah.
good guidance, which is so cool to be able to collaborate to
Mhm.
that level.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
absolutely.
It's almost like you guys are basically producing your own characters. Everybody who's a part of this is basically their own producer.
Well, that's the kind of crazy thing is all the actors that are a part of it really are their own crew.
Yeah.
And like your
Mhm.
own DP, your own, PA, your crafty, your wardrobe, and that's extremely challenging. It makes you appreciate even more all of the other aspects of this business and all the other jobs because man, it is not easy to
Yeah.
do everything on your own at home.
Oh, that's
Well,
fantastic.
especially when like your home is your set, and so there's only like for me like 2 angles of my home that aren't completely just filled with boxes or laundry. Something
Yeah.
like
Okay. Well, if it makes you feel any better, Joanna, I love the kitchen. Okay. I
Yeah,
mean,
the
it's
kitchen's
fantastic. The
great.
way it's all set up, the backsplash, the whole. Now listen to me. I'm like a property brother. I don't even know what the fuck a backsplash is, but it's okay. But the wine bottles and all that kind of, it's awesome.
The
Thank
exposed
you very
cabinet
much.
for
Those
the
are
lighting.
also Game of Thrones wine bottles.
Oh, are they?
So, yeah, when we found out, though, it was like guided improv, even more so we were impressed with the way it's all coming down. The chemistry that you guys have is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Even more so with the
Thank
fact
you.
that none of you have met, you know, with the exception of the
Yeah.
people that in real life have worked together before or are a couple in real life. It's amazing to me how well these characters all play off of each other and that it's literally all improv.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, thank you. Well, the first scene that we ever shot, I didn't even know anyone's names, like real names.
Still don't know some of the people's names.
I know.
Wow.
I keep checking too because I'm like, I know. So there's this big group chat too, and I didn't put everyone's numbers in, so I'm like, who's texting right now?
Right.
But yeah, so it was. I mean, and that goes to just everyone's talent, and also Jeremy Gordon, who's the casting director, who just assembled, and Jerry as well, and Spencer. It's just such a great group of people, and everyone really, really has their heart in it, like Brent was saying. So it's just when you have such a great team like that, it makes the chemistry just so easy.
Well,
It's funny because last week we were shooting. I forget which scene it was, but I was sitting there talking with Jerry through Skype because most of us have never met in real life, obviously.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hey, are you gonna play poker tonight with the guy that plays Nate, Jin?" And he was like, "No, are you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think so. Yeah, maybe." And he's like, "Wait, are you guys like friends?" And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, we actually kind of became friends."
That's
Like,
epic.
Really?
he was a little bit like, "Wait, what? How?" But we really have. I mean, we've been on a group text with all these people for what, like a month now.
right,
Oh
right.
God, yeah.
Well, if you
So
guys
it's
haven't
crazy.
been clued in yet, Spencer's planning a big rap party all
Yeah.
together at Alicia's husband's restaurant. So be prepared, guys. Y'all are going to finally meet, I think.
Oh gosh, really?
That's right. Now hold him to it. He said it. We've got it. You hold him to it. now.
Yeah, exactly.
In
Oh
the
my
year
gosh, you bet.
2027, we shall all meet.
That's right.
Hell
It's in
yeah.
2020.
Gotta figure out what to wear.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, we
Oh, man, I
as
hope
we've
I still fit into
established.
my clothes.
That's right.
Yeah.
We've established with Joanna though she has a huge wardrobe, so it's all good. She'll find
Exactly. It's
something.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really, yeah.
One of the things too, though, that we really, especially with the improv, is the realization. Am I right, Logan? Like
Yeah.
like how real the responses are, and JT like when he finds out what I'm gonna be a dad, right? I mean these reactions I thought are just perfect. Like I think that's the way I would react in real life.
Yeah.
Like it's completely unexpected. You don't like immediately say anything. You sit there for a minute, like
Yeah.
what do I say?
Exactly.
I got to be really careful what I say right now.
Yeah,
you
well,
know, kind of a thing.
especially for his character, like pulling him out of that slump, because there for a couple episodes he was kind of just down in the slumps trying to just make it through. But yeah, when the baby news came out, he like got all excited, wanted to be a dad, like got back on his feet. So yeah, I love the realization of the characters.
Definitely.
Thank you. Yeah, JT seems to, he struggles with purpose and he just has a tough time being alone. So I think when he got that news, it like just reinvigorated everything that he needed, which I don't know if that's healthy or not, but it gave him purpose again and it gave him something to look forward to and it gave him something to love. Because McKenna was being very, I don't want to say unlovable, but
No, you can say it's okay. She was
yeah.
just
It's
not
fine.
being very cool, okay? Like that whole reaction,
Yeah.
like okay, but now we need to know though, like with the whole friends thing. Well, I mean, you need to hit the fists together. Were you guys on a break? Like what happened?
Oh, yeah.
Because you kept saying no, we weren't together. We were broke up. We weren't together. So what's that?
we will say that that will be addressed.
Okay, all right.
Fantastic.
Because I want to know. I'm like
mhm.
really curious. Like what we've already established. We have a theory. Marty's taking out all the youngins so that he can stay on the show.
That's hilarious. That is a great theory.
From the very first group episode, I don't even know why I decided it, but when Marty gets on, I don't know if anybody could tell, but I was playing it like visibly annoyed, like
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
yeah, definite. Like,
and it's because I'm pretty sure he slept with every single thing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
oh my gosh! Even more so, why it's so funny now that with his master acting class, you got a woman that's clearly going after him, and
Yeah.
he doesn't know how to react after this guy's preyed on all the other women, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then okay, and so let's talk about McKenna a little bit too, because this whole conversation back and forth with the cops, and by the way, they were awesome. But
I
now
know, those two actors were fantastic.
yeah, and now you're like, oh, I wasn't completely honest with you. Like,
Yeah,
wait,
yeah,
what? What? Shocker! Absolute shocker that
Right.
McKenna wasn't honest.
We had,
Yeah, I think she's got a very warped sense of like when to be truthful and not. I think it's when it works to her advantage, it's good to be honest, and when it doesn't, it's okay to lie. So apparently when two detectives are questioning you, it's okay to just, give truth here and there. But I'm really starting to like the arc that Jerry is giving McKenna too, because she's starting to realize that the ways that she was acting before, just in the super, super selfish manner, it's like, it's not good. It's not good for her personal growth. It's not good for her relationship. It's not good for just her overall mental health. So I'm liking the McKenna that will get to emerge in the next few episodes.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic.
Now is JT going to fall for this, Brent? Is JT going to be like, oh no, she's a better person. Let me go back.
I would like to say that I'm going to hold strong, but she's very persistent and convincing.
Oh,
we could see that.
And
yeah,
she's gorgeous, so it's tough,
It is.
Joanna's coming across the Zoom saying that she loves you again. It would be a tough thing to be like, nah, no, I'm okay.
Right.
Yeah, right. And again, there's that honesty. But let's talk about that, though, because you guys have worked together in the past, and you guys are friends, and you have known each other. Does that make it easier or maybe more difficult with this guided improv to, like, what you guys come up with to say back and forth to each other?
Oh, it's so easy. I really, really like working with Brent, and the best part is when those fights happen between JT and McKenna, I feel, and correct me if I'm wrong, Brent, but I feel like we know exactly what to say to get the other person to react in a fun way. Like it's like playing volleyball. It's really, really, really. It's like a really fun round of volleyball. Brent's a good partner to work off of.
I think between just knowing each other for, gosh, I don't even know how long, 8 or 9 years now? 8?
Jeez, no way. Yeah.
It's got to be somewhere near 7 or 8 years between just knowing each other. And then also, we shot, on that show Emma Approved, I want to say I was on it for 65 episodes or something like that with Joe.
You're on
she was
set
on
all
for,
the time, though.
Yeah, so we've done so many scenes together that I do think we've got such good chemistry and such a good flow that we can kind of banter easily together, and then we both know where we like things to go, and so it just makes it really it's kind of like a volleyball game where it's just easy. We just get to set each other up, and then it just kind of goes. Some of the ones were funny because you get done and you're like, wow, that's a little mean. luckily you can just roll up. You're like, yeah, it's totally fine.
It's fine. It's okay.
Yeah. That's awesome. But you can see that comes across, and just in case you were wondering, it comes across really well. You can almost tell how to push each other's buttons, and that works really well for what you're trying to do.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I really like the parts too where when JT and McKenna are fighting in that date scene. Just it's that stuff that McKenna says that just goes under, it just gets you. What's it called? Gaslighting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
she's very much a gaslighter and things like that too, and that's just been really fun to gaslight Brent.
It brings her great joy.
It brings her great joy. I love it.
It was awkward though, wasn't it? When I was watching the scene, I don't know about Logan, but it was awkward. It's ooh, I've actually been in that situation. I so felt for JT, so much throughout this storyline. I'm like, dude, I feel you.
Right.
Yeah, very relatable.
You kind of think you're going all out and doing everything right, and then the lady just nope, not even close, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. Well, even more relatable is when they were doing the double date thing, watching the episode, and one couple gets way too carried away, and the other couple feels so awkward that they start kind of arguing. It's so relatable.
Yeah.
Attempted sex in the age of Zoom.
It
was really weird. It's no, move closer to the screen, over to the side. I'm
let
what?
me put my arm around you. This is your arm. No.
Oh yeah. It was so funny though. It's like we said, addressing real life situations, but in a way that was so ridiculously entertaining. It's just you can't stop watching it.
Yeah,
it's like a train wreck.
You guys have nailed soap opera to a T.
Oh, yeah,
okay,
for
it's
sure.
the most soap opera I think I've ever seen. It's fantastic. And Logan brought that up last week really well with Spencer and Alicia. It's you're blurring the lines between reality and fiction. Like these characters, you can almost just kind of see where that line is disappearing, and they're not even sure what's real or not real anymore. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
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 So how's that like in real life? Do you feel like, oh, I just got an argument with McKenna today, or do you know how to separate? Is everything okay? You're staying healthily, mental health in this
No,
quarantine?
I just walk around the house angry all
the time.
I'd be like, gosh, I knew that shirt was good enough.
Right.
But
And I'm great. I'm having a great time.
Yeah, McKenna's got no worries.
Yeah,
like, you
exactly.
know, so Joanna is just fine.
that's the
Yeah,
beautiful thing
yeah,
about our
great.
show.
Right.
Once we got it all kind of dialed in, now it's such a low time commitment where, Friday and Saturdays we shoot. Maybe I'll be on the call for like 1 to 3 hours now. And you just kind of dial in, you do your thing. He goes, like Jerry will go over the beats. You'll rehearse like once or twice, and then you kind of figure out the rhythm of it. You do it, and then it's over. So it's such a low time commitment, which it makes it so wonderful. I mean, the amount of time we shoot would have used to have been how long it would take me to drive to the studio and back.
Right.
So it's pretty incredible.
I mean, the hardest thing has just been having to like put on makeup. I'm like, God damn it, makeup and jeans. That's been a real struggle. But other than that, yeah, Brent's totally right. The time commitment's been amazing. Shooting from your house has its like downsides because you want things to look nice. But the best part is, you turn off Zoom and you're back home. So
you're done.
Yeah, you're done.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. What are you guys hoping to see this go further even after quarantine is over? Actual quarantine, not the show. And kind of get this thing to series, because I think it would just be brilliant.
We were just talking about
Thank
that the other day. We would love to. Like, we really hope this either goes back and like they end up making the show Chino Hills, which we would all get to be on, or that they turn this into like some sort of kind of like what you're saying, like almost a mix between like a reality and a soap show, and just continuing with our existing platform. That would be great. Just, if we got to do it for real with each other in the same room, that would be so wonderful.
That would.
Yeah, and I would actually, I'd really, really, really love to explore them on their soap set and get to see more of their soap characters as well, because that's a whole other story in itself.
Exactly.
Right.
The whole Chino Hills, soap opera. So if we could continue it and get to see that, I think that would be so much fun.
Yeah, and I mean, the amazing thing about this show is I'm subscribed to Quibi, and this show is way better than some of the shows that are on Quibi. I'm just saying.
Oh,
so,
really?
yeah,
Awesome.
it definitely needs to be either picked up to series or whatever, because, like I said, just so entertaining. It's so juicy enough to where somebody connects with one of the characters. I mean, there's so many that you could probably see yourself in multiple different characters. I mean, everybody has a McKenna in their life where somebody thinks everything is just so perfect in her little world, just trying to make everything great. And everybody has a JT where they're kind of down on themselves, maybe battling with some sort of addiction, whether it be alcohol, drug abuse, or anything like that. So, I mean, it's just so relatable, like I said.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
which
Thank
is
you.
great. And having 13 series regulars is pretty crazy because there is so many storylines to follow.
Yeah,
but it
exactly.
Seems like,
Yeah, and
sorry, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say the way you guys weave together all the storylines with 13 characters and the amount of content that you're able to put into an 8-minute episode is just unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mind blowing. I mean, they're doing like Jerry and Spencer and Jeremy are doing such a good job with keeping things focused, but also including so many different storylines. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I really like the idea of what you guys just said, though, of maybe making it both, a sports night type show or something where you get to see the soap opera, but then these actors off of set live in their real lives too. I think that whole premise would just be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And there's I don't know if we ever really even talked about like the actual breakdown of who everyone is in their relationships in Chino Hill, but like the Marty character is McKenna's dad,
Right?
And Jules is my sister.
Jules is the sister, and then which also makes all the different relationships so kind of incestuous. But like,
Yeah. It gets a little crazy.
Yeah, so JT could be his sister's baby daddy.
Exactly.
And then we all know we're talking to Alicia last week. The mommy son relationship there was a little creepy and kind of going off the charts.
I know.
It puts the lotion on the skin.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, let's just say you guys are killing. Provocative, racy, just, I mean, every little aspect is just in the world of Zoom and quarantine is so funny to watch.
Definitely a conversation starter.
Without doubt.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh! So, what do you guys have a favorite scene that you've shot so far, or a favorite interaction that you guys have done?
Yeah. Well, we just shot one, Brent, you and I, that hasn't aired yet. That one was really fun to do. And then,
He's like,
and that's all I'm gonna say.
and that's all I'm gonna say, and I'm not gonna say any more.
And this is why we hate McKenna. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly. Very McKenna answer. That and I think the detective interrogation scene that I got to do with Reno and Jonathan that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
How you kept a straight face with Jonathan is beyond me. He was freaking hilarious from start to finish.
I texted
There
him
was a
and I was
couple
like, dude,
times,
I was like, your mean stare at the camera was just priceless.
Right.
You were just,
It was so fun. And what was crazy though is that sometimes he's like, he's just dropping these most ridiculous racist comments ever, and he's doing it with like the straightest face, you know, just like clueless as to what he's saying and doing. And I just thought it was brilliant.
oh,
Been there. There was other ones in rehearsal that were just like, what?
That's what he told me. He's like, I dropped a few really bad ones. He's like, those got cut.
Those guys.
Oh, we've heard about the outtakes, guys. We can't wait to see the outtakes.
Right, blooper reel. Like,
Oh, my
I don't know what my favorites. I think that scene we just did where, gosh, sometimes I get confused on what's actually been aired, what we filmed, and what we've also just seen, like advanced episodes, because they'll send us the episode a little bit before everybody else sees it.
Right.
But I think this has been seen where I put up the flyer looking for Jules and
Yes.
helped me design it. I thought that was
Pregnant and
just
missing.
such
That
a
was
fun
hilarious.
scene.
Yeah.
We were such idiots, and it somehow came across so real. Though.
yeah.
With a silhouette.
Yeah.
Are you putting a picture on there?
So great.
Yeah, and I was like, oh yeah, this is just a placeholder.
Yeah.
But I love that it also said like pregnant and missing.
Yeah. So good.
Or like Nate's like little comment that like everybody knows that the police station's number is 911.
Right.
It's just like there's so many little brilliant little quips that come out of his mouth.
Oh yeah, without doubt. The interaction back and forth, you know, and then the speculation. I love how everybody's kind of assuming that everyone else is guilty with what happened with Jules. You know, I love that.
Yeah.
And you know, or the toilet,
funny scene in the bathroom.
yeah, in the bathroom. Like, what the hell? You guys are actually doing a whole scene on toilets in the bathroom,
Right.
Like,
Oh, the one with the bidet. Yeah,
yes.
That was really funny.
Oh my gosh, I was just dying. I'm like, are they serious right now?
Well, a little behind the scenes and way too much information. Jerry was like, because I actually have a bidet, so that's how that came out. And Jerry was sitting there talking. We did the scene, and at the end of it, he was like, cool. He's like, how did you get the thing to make the noise? And I was like, listen, man, you can only turn the bidet on when you're on the toilet. I'm turning the bidet on. And I was like, and I also can't sit on a bidet with my pants on because I'd get sprayed. And he's like, wait, you didn't have pants on for that scene? I was like, I was naked.
The realism, man. That's total method actor right there.
Exactly.
Very method.
Commitment right there.
So the sound was real. Okay, all right.
The sound was real.
Oh, God.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, that about sums that up. I can imagine that's a lot of people's favorite scene now. I mean, you know.
Like, shit. So funny.
Oh my gosh, you guys are fantastic, man. I really love how the enthusiasm from everybody. And you know, we talked about this with Spencer and Alicia too. The ingenuity that all of these people have shown to come together and put this show on, you know, because art is important, especially when we're going through times like this, you know, and these kind of things where everybody's kind of unsure about what's going to happen and the uncertainty and everything, and especially in our industry right now. So the ingenuity that you guys have all shown to say we're not going to be stopped from putting out content, from putting out art, and for helping get people through it. I just think it's amazing what you guys have been able to do.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you,
like we're lucky that we're surrounded by a good group of people that also want to do the same thing, so it makes it easier.
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
it's definitely blown up. I mean, we can't tell you how often we hear people talk about it. I mean, you've got all kinds of people. I mean, other celebrities are talking about it. I see you guys are getting written up in for Wolf Blitzer mentioned y'all. I mean, come on.
I know.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was great.
And I mean, even other interviews we had, like last week, they were talking about the quarantine show. It's great.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so
Wow.
other guests that we've had on are definitely fans of the show. They're excited.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing, guys. Huge credit to y'all for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's really cool to hear. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. And like I said, we can't be we are beyond thrilled to be able to have you guys on and talk to you and help promote it and everything, because we think it's really important what you guys are doing, and we love the show. We're huge fans ourselves. So open invite, guys. Anytime you want to come back, even after this thing's over, man, not just about quarantine. Anytime you guys got anything going on you want to talk about, open invite. And we just love you guys to death, man.
Oh, thank you. That's so awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Absolutely. So now, since it's the first time in the farm, we got to end this thing the way we always have it ended, right? Which is...
we all just swear a bunch?
Yeah, that's right. Now we have a swear fest and see who can get that.
Fuckity fuck.
This has been fucking awesome, you fucking great people. Maybe that would be a fun way to, I don't know. But what we like to do is have you guys impart some wisdom onto our listeners, because we have a lot of listeners of the podcast that are trying to break into the industry and are trying to find their way and stuff. So what we like to do is have you guys kind of give some advice about, what you would do for people trying to get in, and then maybe some pitfalls to kind of look out for.
Oh, man.
He's like, can we just go back to the fucking...
Yeah.
When it's not during quarantine.
That's right.
It's just say like persistence, patience, and like perseverance. We'll just say the 3 Ps.
Yes.
Because this business is brutal, and you never know. Even when we started doing this, we were like, "Gosh, is this show going to be good? Is this going to be bad? Is this going to be fun?" And so you just never know like what job is going to lead to what other job, or networking is obviously such an important thing. And sharing and collaborating. I think I met Jeremy Gordon, who cast this show by doing a free short film a decade ago, and now we worked together 11 times, and we became really good friends. So I usually like to say yes to every opportunity that comes your way. Obviously, as long as it doesn't like morally or if it doesn't go against anything you really like believe in or don't want to be like putting out in the universe. And then just kind of be patient and go easy on yourself, because it's not a traditional climb. There's no exact way to make it.
It's good advice.
I like that.
Yeah. And, we've had many guests tell us, too, I like that how important networking is, but then also after the initial network to maintain that relationship, and keep it going over the years. So, yeah, really solid advice.
And do it in an authentic way, too, because nobody likes the guy that, like, is only, or the guy or girl that's only friends with people for, like, the jobs. Like, you network and, you network and you stay friends, obviously, with the people that you really care about, but don't create, like, fake relationships just to get jobs. That's never fun.
No.
I would think
I stalled all the time for you.
That's right. And she was like, that was the clue to keep going, Brent.
McKenna's like, I actually had it really easy. People just love me.
I was just great. I just like walked into it. It was like, what? No, but it's kind of tough now too, because who knows what being on set and working is going to look like when we're all out of this. But I think absolutely whatever Brent said, I wasn't listening, but I'm sure it was fine. And also make sure you really love doing this, because it is a really hard industry, and it can really break you down just hearing no repeatedly. So make sure you really love it, and then get out there on any project that you can that, doesn't go against your morals, but also like student projects and music videos and like background, because look at, Brent Bailey. That's a really great way to just get introduced to being on set. But I think the more you, I was going to say expose yourself, but that sounds bad now with the pandemic. But the more you just practice your craft in whatever form you can, it'll just make you that much better. So that,
you do really have to
being
love
nice. Yeah, you do.
Because
being nice when you're on set and interacting with people is a huge thing, because people will want to work, with someone that's talented, but also with someone that's kind. So that is, that's a real big one.
And I think you got to really ask yourself why you want it too, because if you just want it to be famous or rich, you probably should do something else, because very few of us become super famous and super rich. So you got to have the right motivations. I think what Joanna just said is absolutely accurate. You have to love it, and you have to really enjoy the whole process of it. You have to love being on set, because if you finally, I've had so many friends that you finally book that show, you're on a series, and then you're working 14 to 16 hours a day, 5 days a week. If you don't love it, you're going to be miserable.
Miserable, yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, you just got to make sure you love it.
That's fantastic advice. I mean, passion, and I really think, going back to what you said about being nice, also it goes back to what Brent was saying earlier about recognizing when you're your own crew doing this show that you guys are doing, how important the below the line people are and the crew people are to what happens every day. So I agree. I think being nice to everybody on set is key for sure.
Absolutely.
And it's so sad that we have to like remind people of that in life. Like, just be nice to people.
Yeah, I mean, it can definitely, like, if you get successful too, I'm sure it can go to your head real fast. So to stay grounded will just keep you, will keep your craft humble, but also keep you working. Because no one wants to work with a dick.
Nobody does.
No, exactly.
No, but, and the thing is too, other things too, people do talk in this industry. People, you know, if someone is a nightmare to work with, that will spread. And that's not how you should ever.
No. And on the flip side of that, I think it works just as positively the other way. That if you are a gem, if you are a nice person, if you are good to people talk also, and it can build things for you in a positive way as opposed to the negative way. So it's definitely important.
This is a very JT thing to as my last piece of advice, but you save every penny that you make, because you never know.
Something about
It's like, I think one of I mean, there's a lot of hard parts, but one of the hardest things about this business is having enough money to actually be doing what you love without having to be distracted by another job.
Right.
And,
absolutely.
you know, if you book that first national commercial or like a TV show or something, you have to understand that you could book that and then not work again for a year. So you save all that money. You live well below your means, which will relieve you of so much stress. And I swear, like, half the time I book the jobs, it's because I don't need it as bad as I used to need it.
Right.
And they can smell that desperation. Once you walk in and it's like, I'm just here because I'm excited and I want to do this project, but I don't need it to pay my rent next month, it changes everything.
Right.
That's great advice, yeah.
It is so interesting. I love these conversations, and when we have guests on, to see how much things have changed and not changed in the industry. When we interviewed Bonnie Bartlett and William Daniels, you know, Mr. Feeney, they talked about that exact thing. You know, Bonnie was picking on him the whole time about how important it was to save the money, because you never know how long of a stretch in between you're going to have to go before you get that next payday. And it's just amazing to hear the wealth of gap in generation, I guess, there, and you're still talking the same advice and how important it is to keep a firm grip on finances and how you live your life. It's amazing to hear.
Yeah, definitely.
So you guys are rocking, man. I think you guys are like well adjusted and just like it's such good head on your shoulders. And I have to tell you that you can see the passion part of it with both of y'all. You can see on this project, you can see on the past projects that you guys have worked on, and it's always good to see good people doing good things and having it pay off, man. We could not be more happy for you guys.
Thank you.
That is so nice. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh no, and like I said, thank you. We are thrilled to have you on, and just again, anytime you guys want to come back, open invite, and anything that we can do to help you guys out, promote this show, whatever you need from us, you just let us know and we are there.
Fantastic. I'll definitely take you up on it.
Yeah, no doubt.
I really appreciate it. Yay.
Well, listen, guys, stay safe. We know this whole quarantine thing is kind of crazy, and just man, thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
You bet, guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us, and you guys too. Stay safe.
All right,
Yes.
Take care, guys, and we'll be in touch soon, okay?
Okay.
Okay, sounds good. Are we all hanging up now?
I don't know.
Unless you just want to, you guys can stay on the line and we could just curse at each other all day long. It'll be fun. You guys have a great fucking day. We're hanging up.
And
thank you guys so much.
All right. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow.
That was so funny.
It was almost electric, if you will.
Almost.
They were so funny. It caused a surge.
Yeah.
No, seriously though, what a fun time they were to talk to.
Yeah, seriously.
I just think everybody on this show is hilarious and yet so grounded and so real in what they do, and just it's amazing to talk to.
Exactly. Thank you again, Brent and Joanna, for coming on the show. Now it is time for our top 5 segment. Oh man, Oh man, oh man. It is the day and age of remakes and reboots.
And you know we hate them.
Yes.
So we're excited about this
Yeah.
top 5.
I hope all the fucking studios are listening.
That's right.
Because these are the ones you should never touch. Top
Ever.
5 movies you should never remake or reboot.
Yes. This is important.
It's very
Pay
important.
attention.
Hands down, most important top 5.
That's right. Pay attention.
Oh my goodness.
Because I think we speak for the majority of America during this top 5.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we do.
Yeah.
Okay.
To be honest. My number 5 is The Shawshank Redemption.
Yes.
Don't even touch it. Don't even go near it. That was just a masterpiece from start to finish. Probably, if not, the best movie of all time. Don't touch it.
Wow, the best movie of all time.
In my opinion, and on IMDb's opinion as well. So, don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
No, don't touch it.
No.
Don't touch it. Another one you should never touch, Casablanca.
You can't.
Don't do it.
No.
No. No one will ever be able to just put their lips together and blow ever again.
Never.
Just leave it alone. Don't touch it. Don't walk into another bar. Don't do it. Just leave it the fuck alone. Casablanca.
You can't do it.
No.
Can't do it. Just like this next one. My number 4, Fight Club. First rule, don't remake fucking Fight Club. Like, there's only one Brad Pitt and there's only one Edward Norton, and you cannot recast that shit.
No.
It's just, it was perfect the way it was.
Plus, why would you ever possibly want to reboot or remake that? Everybody knows now.
Exactly.
So it's not like you're going to and I don't care how old or young you are, you've seen it and or heard about it.
Yeah,
so the
sure.
whole premise of the shock or surprise would be pointless.
Exactly.
So don't remake it.
Don't remake
do
it. Honestly, I've used the monologue so many times. Just so good. You can't remake that shit.
No, you can't do it. And another one, no matter how many studios come to you and try to make you the offer, you can refuse. You can refuse. Do not remake The Godfather.
No.
Ever.
Fuck that.
Ever. There's only one Brando. There's only one Pacino in this type of a scenario.
Yeah.
Don't ever touch The Godfather.
No.
They maybe shouldn't have even done Godfather 3.
I agree.
Godfather 2, okay. Godfather 3, yeah.
Yeah.
So that should teach you right there. Never, ever fuck with The Godfather.
Seriously.
Don't do it.
Don't even touch it.
Don't do it.
Don't even look at it. Don't. Just leave it alone.
Just leave it alone.
And
It's perfection
it is.
as is.
I agree. My number 3 is American History X, another Edward Norton one. This one you probably couldn't remake in this time because everybody is very sensitive, and rightfully so. There's a lot of fucked up shit happening. But, I mean, just from an outside point looking in, everybody needs to see other people's point of view. Even if you don't agree with them,
Right.
like, you still need to see it. And especially movies like this, especially being a product of your environment when you probably don't even really think that way or can't even think for yourself yet. So American History X is great filmmaking. Just don't remake that, especially the black and white scenes.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
No, so good. So good. If you want to remake of that, just turn on the news.
Exactly.
That shit's going on in the real world
Exactly.
today, so we don't need to remake it in movie. It's going on in the real world, so just don't fucking touch it. This next one, I know we speak for all of the world in America because this shit was tried and shut down fucking quick.
So fast.
Dirty Dancing.
Yes.
Nobody ever again will put Baby in a corner.
Never.
Ever. Nobody's going to hoist Baby up again. Nobody's going to touch that shit because Dirty Dancing should never be touched.
I've had the time of my life just watching the original. Okay? I don't need the other shit.
No, I can't eat mashed potatoes without thinking of the original.
Exactly.
Like, you can't do it.
No.
Don't do. Plus, it would be a slap in the face. I'm just gonna say it
will
to
be.
Patrick Swayze.
Agreed.
You can't. Had he not passed, I still think you never fucking touch it. It would be horrible. But now that he has passed, you should definitely
not.
never fucking touch that movie. You will. No, they'll shut it down again.
Yeah.
I mean, the fans went fucking crazy over that
Exactly.
shit when they said that. That's why Havana Nights happened.
Yeah.
Because they were like, fuck it, they're not going to let us do it. Let's just make another Dirty Dance. And you saw that,
Yep.
didn't?
Was shit.
No, you didn't, because it sucked.
It was awful. So bad. So bad. All right, my number 2, Pulp Fiction. You cannot recreate the magic that is Quentin Tarantino,
No.
Samuel L. Jackson, freaking Emma Furman, like John Travolta and Bruce Willis. Like, you can't recreate this masterpiece. And honestly, I don't think this culty type of film would work nowadays.
No.
I don't think it would.
No.
Nobody has the attention span for it.
And I don't want to know what was in the briefcase.
I kind of do.
Do you?
I do.
Do you?
I want to know.
But you, one day we will just ask Quentin. But we don't need a reboot or a remake to find out.
No.
Because I feel like that would happen. If they remade it, they would show the shit.
Yeah.
No, we don't want that.
Yeah.
We don't want that.
It's probably just like a golden dildo or something.
Yeah, no, it's just... I mean, well, you know, it was in S&M and bondage and shit. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. Oh, that would have been something really good to bring up in next week's interview. But,
I didn't know.
What? Want to know what we're talking about? Stay tuned. Listen next week. My number 2, and I think this was the epitome of growing up, small town, you know, classic, Stand By Me.
Oh, so good.
Don't ever redo Stand By Me.
You can't.
You're never going to recapture that glory. I think Rob Reiner just slayed it. The whole Richard Dreyfuss writing. And like I said, you know, you got River Phoenix. Like
no one could ever replace him.
You can't replace River Phoenix. Like just no. Fat Jerry O'Connell.
Yes.
I mean, Fat Jerry O'Connell. You can't find another Fat Jerry O'Connell.
No.
It's never gonna happen. It's just I loved that movie, man.
Yeah.
Lollipop and Mighty Mouse and just all the
So
cool
good.
shit.
Feldman before Crazy Feldman.
Yeah, and Kiefer Sutherland, y'all.
Yes.
A young Kiefer Sutherland.
Kiefer Sutherland.
So I just don't touch it.
No.
Don't touch it.
Don't do it.
Stand By Me. Leave it alone.
Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Don't touch it. My number 1 overall should have won him the Oscar. Multiple of these should have won him the Oscar, but whatever. I'm just going to leave that alone. The Aviator.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Leonardo DiCaprio as Hughes.
Yes.
Nobody can ever capture this man's mindset like that ever again. How to balance filmmaking with aviation. Nobody can ever put themselves in his shoes like Leonardo DiCaprio did. So don't fucking touch it.
No, yeah. I'm a huge fan of Howard Hughes and the story behind Howard Hughes. Like, just massive fan. There was a great movie back in the day with Tommy Lee Jones that was Howard Hughes.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, really great. And unlike a bunch of people, I liked Warren Beatty's version of Against the Rules or No Rules Applied or whatever the fuck the name of that movie was with Lily Collins. Huge fan of that version of it, and I really enjoyed that movie. But I agree with you wholeheartedly. I don't think anything will top The Aviator. In my opinion, Scorsese and Caprio's best movie. It's my favorite of their combinations. Just fucking brilliant. Gwen Stefani, guys,
I know,
is
right?
in this fucking movie.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. You know, Katharine Hepburn, I think every actor that they cast in that film nailed it.
Yeah.
Absolutely nailed it. You're right. Should never be touched.
No.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch it. Ben,
Just stop making Howard Hughes films altogether.
Altogether.
Yeah, like, because how can you top that? You can't.
No.
And speaking of, don't ever touch this one.
Never.
The Breakfast Club.
Oh.
I know, if you notice, it's never even been mentioned.
No.
Nobody's even thought about bringing that up. You know why? Because they know they would immediately be done.
Yeah.
You're over in Hollywood. This is a movie you should never, ever, 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 ever touch. No. I don't care how old you are, how young you are, what generation you come from, what background you come from, what race you are, gender you are, whatever. Breakfast Club is for you.
Yes.
It literally is everyone's coming of age movie, no matter where you come from, what you are, what you do. You can never get that again.
No.
I don't. John Hughes' best film by far, by a landslide. I know you're a Home Alone guy, but just like, it can never be topped.
No.
It can never be topped.
No. I mean, like you said, it's the coming of age movie. If you're a teenager, this is the movie you need to watch, man. Like, this is how, and with all the great cast members, they were at the prime of their existence, like the prime of their popularity. Molly Ringwald, like Emilio Estevez, so many others. Like,
yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. You can't do it.
No, you can't do it. You can't. I as much as I want to see where they're all at now, these characters, I'm not even sure you should do that.
No.
Like, definitely never fucking reboot it.
No.
But if you wanted to revisit it, maybe sort of, but I'm not even sure that's a smart idea.
No.
You should just leave it as the legend it is.
I agree.
Because you're never going to beat.
Don't you forget about it.
It's never.
Because nobody ever will.
That's right. Don't you forget about me telling you to never remake it.
Yes.
Like that's
Don't do it. Don't do it. Well, that was our top 5 guys segment. I hope you all enjoyed that one. What 5 movies do you think should never be remade or rebooted? We want to know.
Yes.
Be sure to drop a comment below if you're watching this on YouTube. And be sure to comment in a Twitter thread or comment on our Instagram story or our Instagram posts as well, because we want to know, guys. There's so many great movies out there, and these are the first ones, the first 5 that came to our heads. So, I mean, there's so many other beautiful, phenomenal, delicious movies out there. Yeah, I can't stop now. I can't stop.
You can't. Once it starts, it cannot stop.
Yes, but great top 5 segment. Great top 5 segment. Oh, back to box office.
Congratulations, by the way. Your predictions, you got them all right.
Thank you. Thank you. I do it again.
Yeah.
I do it again. Like we said, The Wretched, still number 1. It did better than last week. This week, it did $216,000 at the drive-in movie theaters.
Because it's almost at all drive-in theaters
Yeah.
is where this thing is making its money. And huge congrats to Jameson Jones, our buddy Jameson Jones, man. If you haven't checked out that interview, go back and listen to that interview. We interviewed him and talking about all about The Wretched and how it was made and everything. It's not surprising it's doing so well.
No, I agree. And in the same spot as last week and the week before, How to Build a Girl with 1,000, no idea. And how The Trip to Greece with 1,000, no idea.
You can't even take a trip to Greece for 1,000.
No,
So I don't know.
No idea. But in the next couple weeks, I'm guessing we'll see Palm Springs pop up on here.
Yeah.
So, because we talked about that on Industry News, it's going to be released to the drive-ins and shit like that. So, we shall see, man. We shall see. Does it give Wretched a run for its money?
That's true.
Or does it fall behind? We don't know.
We don't know. Andy
but,
Samberg.
Yeah.
I feel like it should give Wretched a run for the money, but we don't know.
We don't know. Now it is time for the IMDb Pro Top Trending segment. Oh, man. You guys know. We love this app. You should love this app as well. Don't you forget about this app, because it is the best thing in Hollywood. It is the one-stop shop to making connections in the entertainment industry. You can call agents, you can call managers, you can get the latest box office numbers on the daily, and just so many more. Track your top favorite actor, see where they're at, and I mean, track us as well. Crazy Ant Media, look us up. We got projects, man.
It's true.
Got projects, look us up. The top trending film, still, The Wrong Missy.
That's right.
That David Spade one.
Yep.
Still haven't checked it out. Seems kind of goofy.
Nope.
But people are liking it.
I guess so. The Wrong Missy is still right.
Still right.
Apparently.
Still the right thing. The top trending TV show is White Lines. No idea what this one is, but it's also a Netflix one.
Yeah, it is a Netflix one. I think this one, I saw the trailer. I haven't seen it yet, but the trailer looked intriguing. I think this is the one about a sister who is trying to track down her brother's killers. Her brother was like this famous DJ, and I guess it's caught up in around a world of drugs and kind of stuff like that. He was murdered, and she's trying to track down yeah. If I remember the trailer correctly. So, we'll have to check that one out. It sounds good.
Yeah, intense, man, intense. And top trending star is Fred Willard.
Yeah, this makes sense to me after recently passing. And, I mean, he's been in the news everywhere. So
yeah, and he's on Space Force that launched today.
Yeah.
So that was really sad to see him on there. He's the dad of Steve Carell.
Yep.
But yeah, it sucks to. He was a legend, man, in so many good movies.
He was, man. Martin Mull and Fred Willard together way back in the day were just like fucking comedy gold.
Yeah.
I mean, they're so good. This guy has literally starred with just about everybody.
Yeah.
Even Emma Furman.
Yeah.
Yeah, Emma Furman. Like he even was in a project with him. That's this range that this guy's
everywhere.
had. This stellar long career that he had. So
yeah.
It makes sense that he's trending.
Yeah, exactly. Well, anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning along and getting a little crazy with us on episode 115. Holy shit, still crazy.
115.
Still crazy. We got to thank our guests one more time. Both of them, Joanna, Sotomura, and Brent Bailey.
Yes.
Thank you guys for coming on the show and talking about quarantine. We absolutely love it. Be sure to follow them on social media. Be sure to follow us on social media as well. The company at Crazy Ant Media, where you can stay up to date with our company, our projects, our podcasts, basically anything and everything. Be sure to follow us both personally on social media. Myself, JLo Fantastic, and
Crazy Ant Guy 1970.
that's right. And you can subscribe to this podcast anywhere you listen to your podcast. Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play Music, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Podbean, and watch us on YouTube. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to get the notifications for the latest and greatest videos that drop on our YouTube channel. And be sure to visit our website, crazyantmedia.com, where you can read our bios, our professional bios, stay up to date with anything and everything. We got our weekly updates on there, the state of the company address. We have Inside the Crazy Ant Farm, our merchandise page, like we said, where you can start rocking the latest and greatest Crazy Ant Media gear. Basically, anything you need to know about Crazy Ant Media is on our website, crazyantmedia.com. So, what was your favorite part of the show?
Oh, my goodness, so much.
I
mean, obviously, I always like talking about, what's happening at the Mouse House.
Yeah, always.
It's always interesting to me, and it seems like lately their turbulence is always, we have a lot of great news and some bad news and some great news, and it's been a roller coaster at the Mouse House. But so I always enjoy talking about that, and of course our guest interview with Quarantine. Those guys are just fantastic, and we love them all. But I think the most favorite part of the show this week for me, Lucifer.
Yeah.
I'm just so fucking excited about Lucifer returning.
Hell yeah.
Man.
Hell yeah. I could see that. For me, I honestly think Killers of the Flower Moon, the DiCaprio, De Niro, Scorsese pick, because I'm really interested to see how that goes. And what if this is a flop? Not a lot of people liked what's it called on Netflix?
Irishman?
The Irishman
Yeah.
on Netflix.
Yeah.
So what if Scorsese's going down a bad road? I'm interested to see with both of his Golden Boys.
That's true.
So and I'm super excited to finally see Cobra Kai come to one of the streaming services. So that's going to be really fun.
And in this current season, Elizabeth Shue is coming back finally.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we're going to finally find out what happened to her and
Epic.
what's going on there. And we got to throw an honorable mention to Cavill.
Yeah.
I'm super stoked he's coming back.
Yeah, seriously.
I didn't hate The Man of Steel, so
Yeah.
I'm super stoked that he's coming back.
Yeah.
And we should mention real quick, Affleck might be also.
Yeah.
At least Warner Brothers is actively pursuing Affleck to come back as Batman to battle Deathstroke.
Yeah.
Whether that'll happen or not, I don't know, but now that Cavill is returning, it's a good sign.
Yeah.
I mean, because how can you just pretend that Affleck was never Batman
Exactly.
when all of the other people are there? How can, it just doesn't make sense to me.
You can't do it. You can't do it. I mean, and who's a superhero in real life and should be in all of DC and Marvel movies.
The only O that matters.
That's right. Oh, bro!